So Friday we started section 1.2 and that was really looking at how transformations not only change the graph but how they can change the equation. And on Friday we looked at page 9 in your student journal, which was on horizontal translations and vertical translations. For horizontal translation, it says the graph of y equals f of x minus h is a horizontal translation of the original graph, f of x, where h cannot be 0. What it says is subtracting h from the inputs or from your x's first shifts the graph left when h is negative and right when h is positive. Now what this basically looks like, if you think about an xy table, is you're going to change your x first before you put it into the function. You would first have your x column, which you could pick whatever you want. The next column would then be x minus h, and then those are the values that you are going to plug in and actually get your answer for y. Now what this looks like is you're going to start with your original function. So let's do the example. Let's say our original function was f of x equals the absolute value of x plus 2 minus 5. And let's say I wanted to shift this or translate this 5 units to the right. Okay, what you're going to do is to create your new function, and let's call our new function g of x. And remember, f of x, g of x, h of x, it doesn't matter. Those are just names. So since I want to shift this to the right, my new function, to find my new function, I am going to take my old function, which is f, and wherever I see an x, I need to shift that to the right. Well, what that looks like algebraically is, remember, right, shifting to the right would be x minus 5. This might be a note you want to make, that x minus h shifts to the right, x plus h shifts to the left. And we've talked about that with absolute value. So what this really means is I'm going to go to my original function, which was this, and anywhere I see an x, I'm going to switch it to x minus 5. And so here's what that's going to look like. I would have, for my new function, I'm going to take my old function, which is the absolute value of, but instead of just putting x, I'm going to put in my new value of x, which is x minus 5. Then I have the plus 2, and then I have the minus 5. And all I'm going to do is simplify what I can. Well, the only thing I can really simplify is I can combine those two like terms, and so my new function is the absolute value of x minus 3 minus 5. And so you just have to remember, when you're moving it horizontally, you're changing the x first. I'm going to go to my original function, I'm going to change all the x's to this, and then clean it up. Let's look at another example. Let's say we had the original function, f of x equals 2x plus 3. And I want you to shift that 4 units to the left. Okay? Well, to get my new function, which I'm just going to call g of x, I'm just giving it a new name, I need to take my old function and shift all the x's to the left, which is going to be x plus 4. Which means to get my new equation, I'm going to go to my old function, and wherever I see an x, I'm going to replace it with x plus 4. So my old function was 2 times, but instead of x, I'm going to put x plus 4, and then plus 3, and I'm going to simplify. I can distribute, and then I will be able to combine like terms, and my final answer is 2x plus 11. Now vertical, probably a little bit easier. Vertical is when you actually take your original function and you just add or subtract a value to it. It changes the function at the end. And so it says adding k to the outputs, or to your y or your function, shifts the graph up or down. It's down when k is negative and up when k is positive. So going back to our original example, let's say we had our original function was absolute value of x plus 2 plus 5. If I want to shift that, let's say we wanted to shift that up 3 units. What that is saying is, to get my new function, again I'm just going to call it g of x, I need to take my old function and shift it up 3. Okay, so shifting up and down happens after the function. So my old function was this, and to that I'm going to add 3. And so the only thing I can really simplify here is I can combine my like terms right here, and my new function is this. Your assignment was on page 16 in the book. We did number 3 through 10.